Sup, Chaos772 here for Chaos Tour Review. Today taking a look at the DX Robin Eyecon and the Ghost Gadget Series 01, the Condor Denoir, or the Condor phone. So let's take a look at the Eyecon first, which, like I said in one of my previous reviews, this has a funny oddity to it. Now, here we see it says Robin. Now the prop says Robin Hood. Now mind you, this is the DX. You can tell by the sparkly stickers that this is the DX. Now the prop says Robin Hood, and so does the Gashapon that comes out this week. So funny thing is what is supposed to be the most show accurate version is anything but, because it doesn't say Robin Hood. Now that's not going to bother me. It might bother some of you, but just thought I'd point out that oddity in what is supposed to be the most show accurate line. Doesn't bother me since, I plan on getting some gashas and some candies because, future releases might be packed with DX and I need to save a bit of money here and there. So yeah. Might bother you, might bother some, doesn't bother me. So let's get into the henshin first, since this plays a role in the form itself. Oh, and it is 03, and is made out of green, and if, again, wondering why I don't really show these, just because it's the same gimmick. Structurally, it is just stickers that make the difference. Unlike Lockseeds, where there were slight variations between them with the face and mainly the colors. So let's henshin. Henshin! Yes, Robin Hood. And he appeared in episode 3, and if you look, the visor is a bow and arrow, which all of his visors are based off of the shtick of the Damashii and the person it's supposed to represent, like why Musashi's has 2 swords, Edison has a light bulb, Newton has dropping apple. So yeah. And that is that. You're shutting it off and turning it to its eyeball. So, we get into the Condor phone, which you're wondering, okay, what's this thing about, in case you haven't watched episode 3 or know what's going on with this line. Much like Double with the Gadget Memory line, they are items that change into an animal motif and can combine with the weapons. The only difference is this year, there is no electronics in this, and there is no sort of sounds able to come out of this. There's no batteries, the gimmick doesn't have electronics or anything. So that's one downfall I kind of had, is that this really doesn't do much on its own. I mean, you can pretend to call, but kind of wish there was something in here. But this is also fairly cheap, but its thing is it can transform. Now, you can pretend to make your phone calls. Call your granny. Call your grandmom. Now, one thing is kind of odd is that you can't really balance it like this. You're supposed to display it like this. Yeah, never mind. I just realized that this is the top of the phone. So you'd grab it like this, and then you'd hear and listen and talk and listen. My bad. Used to modern phones. So let's get this to transform. So to transform it, you're just going to flip it, spread the wings, spread the wings a little bit more, rotate this back, and you're going to peg it in right there. There you go. Then you get the Condor mode. Now it doesn't do much on its own. It just has head articulation and stuff, so you can kind of get it looking like this. Like, I mean, I know it's hard to see, but you can kind of get it looking like that. But the main thing about, and before I get into the combination with the other toy, is you might be wondering, why animals? Well, friend, enlighten me to the possibility as to why there are animal motifs. And all I can say is spirit animals. Not sure if that's going to actually be mentioned, why they're animals. I kind of hope it gets an explanation, like, especially why Ghost's kind of big mech gimmick is an iguana. You know, I can get the pirate ship, but an iguana is where I have questions. So, enough about that. Let's get this into the transformation. So you're going to unpeg this. You're going to leave this pretty much like this. I'm going to rotate this like this, straighten out the head, and then plug it in on these pegs. Now you're going to hear a nice click, and that sucker is not moving unless you are trying to break it. Now you're wondering, okay, I have this. What do I do? And I think you already heard it. Is you're going to combine this with this. And you're going to slide it into that rail, and press the button on the back to slide it into gun mode. And here, we have crossbow mode, and this is fairly long. Now I'm just going to angle this to kind of see the main bits, just because this is kind of a large weapon. Pull the trigger, and it only does the one firing sound, which is slightly disappointing. And let's get to the finisher sound. And because it's just easier to wield, yes, the Omega Strike. And that's pretty much what you get. Now, you might be thinking, well, should I get this? Like I said in the Gan Gun Saber review, this is not that expensive. And how to unlock it is you press this tab down and just slide it off. And then to get the beak, well, the condor head off, is you press this button, and this will loosen it enough to pull it off. Now you must be wondering, well, it kind of doesn't do much, so why would I bother buying it? Well, the thing is while it doesn't do much on its own, it doesn't do much to the saber, it adds something to the saber. It gives more play value and not a bad price. I mean, you gotta factor in shipping, but not a bad price because it adds something to an existing toy. It's not, oh, well, that toy's already out, so time to, you know, move on to the next one. No, the Gan Gun Saber is getting 3 more of these at least, and adds on to it. So you kind of get more bang for your buck when it comes to the Gan Gun Saber, and, you know, if your favorite is Robin Damashii, or Robin Hood Damashii, you get more for it. So, while it is an easy pass because, you know, the gimmick is not included, unlike the Houdini Damashii, which is included in Spectre's bike, it is also an easy recommendation because it, you know, it changes the dynamic of the Gan Gun Saber. So, kind of just said my thoughts. So, thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you guys in the woods. Sorry, I kind of wanted to reference thing, but I'm bad with remembering, and especially when you're dealing with translations, you know, it's not exactly the best sometimes. So, see you guys in the next review. Goodbye.